You've known your blood type for most of your life. Maybe it came up at a doctor's appointment. Maybe you saw it on a form. Maybe someone told you once O positive, A negative, B something, and you filed it away and never thought about it again. But consider the question underneath it. Why are we different at all? Every human on Earth breathes the same air. We run on the same organs. We bleed the same red. And yet somewhere deep inside each of us, invisible, inherited, impossible to change, is a biological difference so fundamental that getting the wrong blood in a transfusion can kill you within minutes. Why didn't ancient humans all develop the same blood type? Why did evolution keep us divided? That question has an answer. And it starts not thousands of years ago, but millions. Most people assume blood types are a human thing, a quirk of our species. They're not. Scientists have traced the ABO blood group system, the same A, B, AB, and O system in your veins right now, back more than 20 million years, to an ancestor shared by humans, chimpanzees, and gorillas. This is called trans-species polymorphism. It means blood type variation didn't emerge with humans. It was already ancient by the time the first humans walked the earth. And that single fact should reframe everything. Evolution is ruthless about waste. Traits that don't serve survival get eliminated slowly, quietly, over generations. But blood type diversity wasn't eliminated. It was maintained, actively, across tens of millions of years and multiple species. That doesn't happen by accident. Some recurring pressure in the ancient world kept needing these differences to exist. The question is, what? The answer lives at the surface of your red blood cells. Every cell in your blood is coated with a thin layer of sugar molecules, tiny biological markers, like flags on a fortress wall. Your blood type is determined by exactly which flags your cells fly, and for millions of years, ancient pathogens learned to read those flags. Malaria parasites, cholera bacteria, plague, viruses with no names recorded in any history. They didn't attack the body randomly. Many of them exploited specific surface markers to enter cells, spread through blood, and overwhelm the immune system. Different flags attracted different threats. In a landmark study tracking children in Mali, one of the world's highest malaria burden regions, researchers found that children with type O blood had approximately 66% lower odds of dying from severe falciparum malaria than children with any other blood type. Not slightly lower. 66%. The mechanism is specific. The malaria parasite uses infected red blood cells to clump together and block blood vessels inside the brain. Type O cells resist this process. They don't bind as easily. So the disease stalls before it becomes fatal. In a world drowning in malaria, carrying type O blood was the difference between living and dying. Here is where ancient humans faced a problem that has no clean solution. If type O blood was so protective against malaria, why didn't ancient humans eventually all become type O? Because the same blood type that shields you from one ancient killer can make you far more vulnerable to another. Cholera, the cholera toxin released by the bacterium Vibrio cholerae in contaminated water, doesn't treat all blood types equally. Structural research has revealed that it binds most powerfully to a surface marker called the H antigen. And the H antigen is present in its strongest, most accessible form on type O blood cells. In plain terms, type O individuals who contracted cholera in the ancient world faced more severe infections than people with type A or B blood. Two diseases. Two opposite survival pressures. Running at the same time in different regions, in different seasons, in different centuries. Ancient humans living near stagnant water feared cholera. Ancient humans in tropical forests feared malaria. Both diseases shaped blood type survival rates, but in opposite directions. This is why diversity persisted. No single blood type could win every battle. Now push the timeline back even further to a species that no longer exists. In a 2025 study analyzing ancient DNA from early Homo sapiens and Neanderthals found across Eurasia, scientists made a discovery that should change how you think about blood types entirely. Neanderthals already had them, not just one type. Multiple UBO alleles variations of the same blood group system existed among Neanderthal populations tens of thousands of years ago. Some of those Neanderthal blood variants are now found only in sub-Saharan African populations. One rare Rh factor variant shows up today almost exclusively among indigenous Australians. Blood type diversity crossed the boundary between species. And the history within our own lineage is equally strange. The A blood type allele in humans nearly disappeared around 2 million years ago. Then, roughly 260,000 years ago, through a chance genetic recombination, it returned. Blood types vanish. Blood types come back. They migrate with populations across continents. They outlast civilizations, ice ages, and even entire species. As ancient humans spread out of Africa and across the globe, they entered completely different disease environments and their blood type distributions began to shift. Today, those migrations are still visible in the data. Type O is most prevalent in the Americas and parts of West Africa, regions with historically high malaria pressure. Type B peaks in Central and South Asia. Type AB, the most recent combination to emerge, remains below 5% of the global population. The Duffy antigen system offers the clearest example of disease-rewriting blood genetics. Over 95% of West Africans carry a mutation that completely removes the Duffy antigen from their red blood cells, granting near total immunity to Plasmodium vivax malaria. A single ancient pressure reshaped the blood of an entire population over thousands of years. Migration, geographic isolation, and random chance also played roles. Blood type distributions are never the result of one single cause. But disease, across deep time, left the most legible marks. The ancient pressures are gone. The diseases are not. Type O individuals today carry approximately 25% lower levels of certain blood clotting factors than non-O individuals. That lowers the risk of dangerous clots and some heart disease, but raises bleeding risk and injuries. A trade-off struck in the ancient world, still running silently inside modern bodies. Research has also linked blood type A to higher severity in some COVID-19 cases, the same ancient surface marker logic, playing out in a new pandemic. And when emergency medicine designates O negative as the universal donor the blood type, safe to give anyone in a crisis, that designation is a direct inheritance from ancient survival biology. One thing worth saying clearly, blood type does not shape your personality. It doesn't determine your ideal diet or your athletic ability. Those ideas are widespread. They have no scientific foundation. What blood types genuinely explain is far more interesting than any of that, because it's real. So why did ancient humans develop different blood types? Because no single type could survive everything. Malaria favored one. Cholera punished it. Different climates, different parasites, different centuries demanded different biological answers. And so ancient humans across millions of years of struggle carried all of them forward together. The diversity wasn't random. It was the solution. Every blood type alive on Earth today is a survivor of something. A living record of a world that no longer exists, written into the chemistry of every cell in your body. You carry your ancestors' battles with you. You always have.